Get white drip and get your Mariah. Should've looked good in a new light. This pussy nigga so bad, my
I have been getting so many ads on Facebook with fake gurus, and it makes me really mad because so many people are giving their money to people like that. All I can say is if you see someone who has the perfect Instagram image where they're young, beautiful, if they're women, if they're men, they're muscular and handsome and wearing great clothes, advertising themselves with expensive cars on the background. It's just like the rich man's dream or something. So there are these people who seem that they have it all, everything is like perfect. The spiritual teachers, so they're really wise and they have overcome some incredible illnesses, let's say, and then on top of that they're extremely beautiful and they have perfect bodies. If they're women, they're really slim, so they have the perfect figure, and if they're men, they're really muscular, as I said, and they have the perfect car and they're making millions of dollars while they're not yet 30. So they're living the dream, they have the perfect partner, and they're living the life in one of the big metropolises of the world. And it seems like there's so many gurus, so to speak, today. And even in the 70s, 80s, 90s, this was a big issue. There were a lot of people who arguably were very controversial, even people like Osho, who published some very smart, intelligent books, but he's mired in controversy and you can read about him and so on. He had like 100 Rolls Royces and all his followers were giving him all their lands and their properties and so on. And there were many teachers like that in the past. And it seems like at least maybe there were not so many, and at least they somewhat covered the image of a real teacher, because some of them were Indian, not that being Indian makes you automatically a spiritual teacher, but at least they were in their, let's say, at least 30s, 40s, 50s, and so on. And today it seems like I see so many even kids that are like 19, 20. By the way, I'm 39 and that's why I say kids. People who are 19, 20, 25, 27, even 30 that claim to be spiritual teachers, and they have these huge Instagram accounts with 1 million, 2 million views and posing, let's say, shirtless with a surfboard and so on. It's just these people are fake, and it's a pity that today so many people are searching for answers and for spiritual answers, and then you have all these people jumping on the chance, these opportunistic people, some of them very charismatic, with very smart advertisements and really seeming like they're the real thing while they're not. All I can say is that most people are not the real thing, and especially if something costs a lot of money, then you probably shouldn't go for it, because I have heard so many stories of people going to events that are supposedly free, and you know that, and then maybe you've been to such webinars or in person before the pandemic, but then towards the end of the event, the speaker begins upselling, so they start selling courses. So by this time the audience has bought into what the speaker has been talking. The audience is excited, inspired, especially if the speaker is a good persuasive speaker. So then by the end, he or she, usually he would say, and then now if you get into this course, I'm giving it at 50% off, but you have to sign up today or by midnight. And so there's this pressure of time, of course, which is a very mean advertisement tactic, selling tactic. And so people just, besides having all these issues that you go with on top of that, you end up the evening having spent, I don't know, $300, $500 on a course that is not going to bring you very much, because the person who created that course is just wants your money. Of course, the audience, the people who go for that are a little bit not to blame, but they have a responsibility because they have been looking for cheap solutions. And that's a normal human thing. I mean, that's one thing to keep in mind, is that there is never an easy solution to anything. If somebody tells you, I mean, I'm just keep getting ads from this person. I don't want to say his name because I don't know what the repercussions of that are. By the way, there's a great channel on YouTube called CoffeeZilla, and the guy really talks about many fake gurus, and he says their names, and he invites people who have actually bought such courses and who have really lost a lot of money and time and nerves and so on, have suffered psychological damage from experiences like that. So I highly recommend his course, and I'm gonna link it below. It seems contradictory, but look, for every other sphere of life, I would say if somebody looks really competent, if they speak really well about something, if they're really charismatic and are able to inspire you, maybe they are good in that particular subject. But in terms of spiritual knowledge, you aren't looking for this type of person. If somebody is like that, and they have and they're advertising themselves on top of that, then that really should raise a red flag. The one, for example, today, the one spiritual teacher that I think is a great spiritual teacher, because he has really helped me over the past 10 years, and I know a lot of people who have listened to him, is Eckhart Tolle. If you look at him, I mean, he looks nothing like the current young Instagram type. Of course, not that also means automatically that somebody is more authentic, but I just wanted to talk about in this little video about these today, this new type of spiritual guru who just has a picture perfect Instagram account with hundreds of thousands and millions of followers, and who looks like they're living the perfect life. It is impossible that somebody has it 1,000,000% in every single sphere of life. This is a gross distortion of the law of attraction. You can't just say, oh, you're gonna think positively and then everything will fall into place, and if something is not going okay, that means you're thinking negatively about something, which is a way to create guilt in you. And actually, I have heard that a lot of these contemporary spiritual gurus are using that, because when somebody goes to their course and they see that it doesn't work, and even if they dare to raise the question, well, this didn't work for me, then the guru or one of their inner circle would say, well, you didn't believe enough and you didn't think positively enough. And that's crap. That's BS. It just doesn't work like that you're gonna have you're gonna sit down and write one positive affirmation about every sphere of your life and everything will miraculously turn out perfect. Not to mention that life is not meant to be perfect, because everything is fluid, is changing all the time. Even if something good happens, you're gonna get other challenges and so on and so on. Nobody gets it okay, now it's perfect, it's gonna stay perfect. These contemporary gurus, they're selling this glossy, impossible image of life, just like, let's say, a Hollywood movie or Bollywood movie. It's like selling a certain vision of life as a dream possibility, but this vision is actually not realistic. It doesn't corresponds to the laws of nature and to the laws of life and to real spirituality, according to which no matter how much we improve and no matter how hard we work and we get, then yes, we are improving and raising the level, but then there's always more to, there's always going to be more challenge. So you're walking. It's not like you get to a certain point and that's it. And especially when I see gurus with, an expensive watch and silicone lips, huge muscles, I don't know. In itself, these are not bad things, and it doesn't mean that a spiritual person wouldn't be taking care of themselves like that. But I think to have the title of a spiritual teacher, you're already contending to be on a totally different level than us mere mortals. And if you are a spiritual teacher and you are wearing Gucci outfits and driving Lamborghinis and wearing a $500,000 watch and having a beautiful wife and living the life in LA, then I'm concerned. I'm suspicious. Of course, the question is, why is there such a big audience for these people? And obviously there's hunger for knowledge. And again, you cannot find knowledge in the easy way, If you want to grow spiritually, then that's going to be a difficult path, and you have to read books. You have to just walk the path, spending $2,000 on a course that promises to do such and such, to make such and such difference in 3 weeks. That's just not realistic. So you gotta find your way without spending money on extravagant courses, in my opinion. Not that a course like that wouldn't be helpful, I don't know. Because also even for Eckhart Tolle, I think like his life courses, well, he only does them a few times a year, some meditation retreats. They're also not that cheap, I think, for those who participate in person. But the thing is, Eckhart has books and hundreds of talks, and all of them are available free on the internet. So you don't have to spend a single dollar to learn his teaching. Everything for free on the internet. So that's the difference for me. So yeah, let me know what you think about this, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.